Coffee brewing as the sun peeks through the haze. Birds are chirping, serenading morning's praise. Front porch creaks as dreams fade away. America's awakened to a brand new day. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Tractors rumble, fields coming alive. Big wheels turning where hopes and dreams strive. Laughter echoes down the old dirt road. America's awakened to lighten her load. America's awakened to lighten her load.
And you're a gecko on the street. My wife fell in love with a tractor, and I became a gecko farmer. And my beer spilled out of my cup, so I pissed on the floor of the government.
You would like the guy on YouTube there. I ruined it. He does a lot of spoof AI videos.
Oh, those
And he's
are
got one-
great.
he's got one it's the modern day country song, and it's like, I got mud on my boots and boots on my tractor.
One of my exes, she was a down south girl, down south girly. And she hated whenever I would do my little yeehaw songs. Though, Mike, I actually have a question for you today.
Okay.
So, let's say there's a pothole in front of your house. How would you handle it?
Um, it depends on where I live, but if I lived in a very big community, I would probably paint a dick around it and like keep making it more obnoxious until the city comes and fixes it.
So, let's say that doesn't work. Would you go to the city itself and complain?
Yeah, or I'd plant a tree in it.
True. Now, let's say you go to the city and the city sends you off to a third party,
Yes.
and the third party tells you only the city can give us permission. So you're sent back to the city, and the
Yes.
city says, oh, go to a fourth party. And the fourth party says, fuck off, that's not our job. How would you handle the pothole then?
What I would do, because what they're doing is they're just passing the buck around, and they just don't want to deal with it. So what I would do is I would outline everything about it, who you've talked to and stuff like that, and I would put it into a certified letter, and I would send it to all parties to include the city's legal department, uh, because now you're making a record, and they know it, and they can't say, "Well, we don't." Like if you talk to them face to face, they can say, "Oh, we didn't talk to them." But if you uh, send a certified letter, that's admissible in court.
So, the reason why I ask this is because it's a thought experiment that a friend ran to me, and it was in response to me telling him, "Oh, I'm getting a degree in journalism." This was a question that was asked of me a while back.
Now, the other thing that you can do is then go to other creators like myself and yourself, um, and get them like start documenting that way as well. Because once media gets involved, and I know people are like, "Well, what are you two guys? You got 6,000 followers. You're nobody." Oh, yeah, we may be nobody, but guess what? We do have a following, and
It
when
did
we do,
piss off like a lot of large people, so
oh yeah, well, and if we do a story and then someone takes that story and sends it to their local news and says, "You should do this story. This is in your area." Now they know, the media knows, "Oh, this is like a story that has people's attention." And they see they're lazy. They don't have to do anything. They can just watch our video and be like, "Okay, yeah, I know what I
Oh
need to
yeah,
about this story."
I raised the question because it's like a really interesting thought experiment on
Mhm,
like what is the point of a journalist? Because at the end of the day, that like if you don't have the courts, if you don't have like them doing their job, if you don't have everything else, the next best thing is screaming at the rooftops,
mhm.
which
And
I find interesting.
I mean, that'll only get you so far, but there's other things. That's why I like with AVA. That's why, yeah, I've had them on the show. I've written an article about it. I've done change.org petitions. So I've done, those things and told them,
Yeah, I did find your recent change.org petition to try and convince Trump not to deport Latinas with fat
oh yeah,
asses.
that one's taken off.
That one has done numbers. You only put in like 1,000 signatures and you're already at 4.5 million. And
Yeah,
I'm like, damn, badass Latinas can truly bring America together.
it
A
that
nice
is
ass
true.
can save America.
Yeah, any woman that can, you know, like make me a good meal. Yeah. But
We all know whoever I date next will not allow me to cook. Y'all have seen my cooking. It's a
that
miracle I'm still alive.
I really, because I'm not an unorganized person. Things will be unorganized, but then I'll sit down and be like, okay, here's where this goes, here's where this goes, and I'll take the time, and I do that every couple months.
It's
Um,
a time release autism.
it absolutely is. Oh, and you feel so good after you do it.
It's like, yes, I've adulted properly. Look at me go.
When I was married, my ex used to just throw everything into bags and throw those into the closet, and then in 6 months be like, "What am I doing with this?" and toss it all.
Well,
And
chat, his ex-wife made random objects gay. They were in the closet. Welcome to America, where the closet makes you gay.
And here's where that served me well. Going through our divorce, she couldn't prove anything. She had no records, whereas I had records like going back 10 years. Now, did I have to go through them all? Absolutely, I did. But, I was like,
You at
okay,
least
I'm going to go
had
through them.
it.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I had to take the time, but, you, you block off an hour or two and then you just do it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I got to welcome everyone here because I didn't get a chance to welcome them. We got Paul, we got Jack, Lorianne, good morning. Jane's Jungle Safari, good morning. Squid's in here this morning. Good morning, Squid. Mr. Coop, Mr. Coop, and also Mark Cooper. So we got two Mr. Coopers in here today. Uh, Tracy, good morning. Miss
Hello,
PJ, good
hello,
morning.
all of the lovely boomers. Hello, hello, boomers. I am the youth. Hello. I will now squat and my knees will not hurt.
If you have any life lessons that we can give to Slug, let's give some life lessons.
I know Mike's lesson to me is like, don't get married.
No, no, no. I'm not one of those guys.
Not yet.
I'm not bitter towards the institution of
Idea.
marriage. But make sure it's a soulmate situation is what I'd say. Good morning,
I
Tammy and Gary.
I agree with that. And I also only set myself on fire once yesterday. So things
And,
are good.
and you have citizenship, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am
Because
not doing the passport bro thing. I know where you're going with
no,
this,
no, I'm
being
gonna
like,
say that's where you might find your soulmate is some girl who needs, warm running water. I I used to really
being
watch 90 Day Fiancé, and that was what I loved about one of the early episodes where the girl is amazed that he's got hot water running in his house.
man, 90 Day Fiance is such a weird thing because there was a video made about another YouTuber by the name of Internet Anarchist. The video was made by an idiot named Bim Bomb. I know, worst name ever. He accused Internet Anarchist of being a pedophile and a sex trafficker because he had sex with women in Thailand.
If they're of age.
Exactly.
Like, I know some people get mad about, like, men in their 50s dating women in their 20s, and I'm like, the 2 consenting adults." Like, 18, I would never date an
18,
eighteen-year-old.
18, 19. That's iffy. That's iffy. And I'm 27.
Yeah,
Like, it's iffy. It's like it has to be something that's actually there, or else it's like, okay, do you just want an easy fuck and you're a weirdo? You know what I mean?
yeah, oh, absolutely.
Like it's really it's weird.
I've always had more luck with women older than me, though. Always, my
Yeah, you're
whole life.
like, ah, yes, inheritance. Hello, hello. I would love to be part of the will.
No, I think I've always been kind of a kind of an old soul, like, I don't people are like, "Oh, did you listen to the Kendrick Lamar song?" I'm like, "Yeah, no."
Dude, dude, the Kendrick Lamar song was good. Not like us. Literally calling Drake a pedophile. Best song of 2024. Best song.
Sure.
Okay, Mike, at some point you need to listen to the song.
I didn't
Because, like,
even like when I was a kid in the '90s and all the music in the '90s was coming out, I didn't like it then, and I've got people like, "Don't you like the Gin Blossoms or, Soul Asylum?" I'm like, "No, no."
wow. Wow. Mike is truly showing how elderly he is. Someone get the walker. He's just like Grandma Megan, being like, hey, this music nowadays, too much cursing and the black
Modern
people.
No, I don't mind that. Modern country, I hate. I cannot tell you
I
how, like,
I can
90
agree with you on that. I hate country in
it's
general.
so formulaic, and country music used to be so good.
I
Like,
went yeehaw at the government,
it has
then the
gotten yeah,
government
it's gotten so
got my
formulaic, I just
lobster.
can't stand it.
I I am no longer allowed in my local like cowboy themed bar because I went one karaoke night and I think I still have the song unlisted on my channel, but I made a fake country song. And it was my little shit posty meme of I fell in love with a gecko on the side of the road. Then my wife took my gun and she went off the road and I pissed on the police cars.
I I mean, it's we're gonna party in the mud with our beer. I'm just like, "Oh, come on." You can
That's
write
the American dream.
that's the new stuff that they do, and I'm like, "It can be better." Like, They don't make them like Kenny Rogers anymore.
All I know about country is that it's either you get good music or you get someone that's fucking their sibling.
Well,
We are not saying there can be both, Mike. Please.
I'm not saying that.
Please.
No, not saying that at all. Uh, hold on, I am
I'm
trying to. There's something I do want to show. Um,
the day you're using OBS.
no, what? This always
Though I do
comes
gotta
up
head
on
out because I'm only in here till my dentist appointment.
me.
Have a
Okay,
great day, everyone. Give
brush your
Mike
teeth.
money. I try, but chat, give Mike money so he can find himself a Colombian wife. He wants a very toxic Latina woman. Give him money so he can afford
I'm
her.
used to women yelling at me, so that won't be a that won't be a
Oh,
change.
sweet. With Colombians, you get double the yelling. They'll be like, ay, papicito. Have a good day.
Take care. Slug coming right in and causing chaos. uh yeah, you're on the ball there, Coop. I think though, you know, I think we can give him some life advice. I think we really could. And speaking of life advice, the market was dipping the other day. And is it dipping today? Hasn't opened yet. So it will be opening. Buy the dip. People freak out when the market goes down. Yeah, I have stocks. I have crypto. It's losing money. Uh, in all truth, I've been up. I'm not actually losing. I'm losing profit. But when it dips like this, it's gonna go back up if you buy the dip. So you just keep waiting, keep buying the dip. Like right now, there are bargains out there. Like I'm gonna buy probably Exxon today, or another oil company, because oil companies are gonna make money. They are, uh, especially, and they're gonna dip because of this whole thing with Canada. If there ends up being tariffs, we buy energy from Canada. Um, so the cost of that is going to go up. However, here's the big thing to remember. While we buy energy from them, we also have our own energy. They don't. So when these tariffs go into effect, it's going to hurt them way worse than it ever hurts us. So I got to do something here real quick. I just realized I did something I didn't do. Speed. Oh, okay. I got a video running in the background. I'm watching. I've got a thing of AVA's playlist. Please go watch some of AVA stuff. If you want to watch what we did the other day, we broadcast onto his channel. We're just trying to get his watch time up. So if you're going to be doing something, just turn it on, put it in the background. That's what I do. We're just trying to get him to where he can monetize. And I've given him some suggestions of things that he can do when he does, when he does get monetized. I am going to. My coffee's out. I got to go get more coffee. So let me set this up here. Okay, there we go. I'm back. That's right, Sharon. Slow. You'll get old someday. That's what my my old Uncle Billy used to tell us. Uncle Billy wasn't actually my uncle, but we all called him Uncle Billy. Huh, he used to talk like this. See this trailer? My brother Ernie gave me this trailer. Had that Rust Belt accent. Um, so this is a lion here at a circus going after um, one of the workers, and yeah, terrified the audience. And I'm just like, you'd never catch me going to a circus. Like, it's just not my thing. Not my thing at all. Um, just I'm just going through the news this morning. Did you see? Oh my God, um, Kanye's wife. Pretty much, she had a sheer dress and was fully nude, and like there was nothing covering anything up. Like you see it all. Winning spin hit on $1.25 wager. Okay. Uh, a New England, a, a Vermont woman says child welfare agency secretly tracked her while she was pregnant and took her baby months after birth. Oh my God. I'm going to repost this. Come on, repost. Boom. That is insane. Where do these government agencies get off? Slug is always picking on people older than him. I feel is inconsiderate and rude. That's his stick, you know. He's trying to be entertaining and funny. It's going to turn some people off. Some people are going to find it hilarious. It doesn't bother me personally when he makes fun of me. Um, I actually enjoy when he does it. uh, uh, in the news of what the hails, um, so the the leeches are going after Shara again. And let me see if I can pull that up. I did have that. So just bear with me for a moment. Um, yeah, that was insane. Like some of these things that they threaten with. Slug being Slug, he's a yeah, he's a good egg. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Let's see, where is it? Ba, ba, ba. Some of these things that people post are old. Good morning, Brandon. Sorry, I'm just looking for something here. Once I find it, I'll throw it up. Oh yeah, Deuce's professional page is tracking people. If you go there, he is gonna track your IP address. He wants to know who's looking in on him. Where the hell is it? Am I in the wrong group? I didn't ask for the kitty to come over here, so I don't want you over here. It must have been in another group. But the leeches posted a whole post about Shara. I don't like going on their channel, but maybe I'll do it. So that you don't have to. Here we go. Okay. Okay, this is the Hey Sharon, I mean Shara, dirty deleter, flip flopper, wait, oops, shit show. A few questions for you. Hold on here. Is there a way to make this bigger? There we go. What do you really know about fair use? Well, here's the thing. They don't know shit about fair use. Like, and they have a lawyer that comes on their show. Oh, it's on Shara's YouTube. Well, I'll show it here. But yeah, like they don't know shit about fair use. They get it wrong all the time. Do you know what malicious intent is? What are you trying to say it's defamation? Because uh, I haven't seen any malicious intent from Shara or false narratives. False narratives are not illegal at all, unless if you can prove that they're defaming. But again, good luck. Perhaps false light. Okay. Oh, what is the difference? There is none. In fact, these are not legal terms right here. False narratives, false light, those are not legal terms at all. How about mole or any of these cheat, con artists, perjury, phony? Oh, okay, they're just saying random stuff. How many times have you used my voice, my video, and my chat for content now? Remember, on YouTube, 3 strikes, you're out. She can use your voice if it comes from your show. Again, this is someone who claims to know about fair use. Claims to know about fair use. So if there's a video and she's taken the audio, she has inherently changed it. She has. And it's not illegal for her to do that. It's not going to be a copyright claim. You can try to strike her and she'll win every single time. And if she's monetized, the money that that video generates while it's being hashed out, the copyright, they actually put it into escrow. So it's still there and you can still get it. I was watching Jeremy's live last night for a little bit, but I got sidetracked by other stuff. So I still need to watch it. I'll get to it. Sunday nights are normally busier for me, so like when Jeremy goes on, I don't normally catch it. I normally catch the replay. And for the way YouTube does things, that's actually better for Jeremy. If you watch someone's live after it's over, you're actually telling YouTube this is good content. And people get so into certain things about YouTube and they worry about the algorithm. With the algorithm, you just have to make sure that your thumbnail, your title, and your description all match so that YouTube knows what to do with that video. Some people just throw stuff all over. But as far as what gets put in front of people, that all comes to the viewer. So don't worry. What I tell people, don't worry so much about the subscribers, worry about the views. They try and twist the meaning to fit their narrative. They're the ones claiming to fair use and now threatening. Oh yeah, I on Shara's. I made a post, or I responded to her, and I said, I think now that they Max Lab said it was on Shara's, I think that's where I saw it, and I said, don't worry about it. They don't have the money to sue. They don't even have money to. They barely can pay their rent, and we've seen that. So yeah, there's no need to worry about them. They are insignificant. Oh, Georgie. Oh, there's Georgie. Good morning. But yeah, you got to do stuff on YouTube that will get you the views, and because with each viewer, the type of things that you watch will get then tailored for you. So like, and I've seen it. I've seen my demographics completely change with this case. Most of my audience used to be men. Now it's women. Uh, used to be more my age, like 30s and 40s. It's now 50s and 60s. Um, it's because I'm doing this case. But there's been other cases, and people who are retired have a higher interest in it. Now, check Facebook. I had my Facebook up and I moved off that. Let's see what she's got for me. Is it feet pics? Oh, I thought you guys had this. Hold on. Let me get it to you. And Georgie can always come in too. Yeah, Georgie can always. She's got my admin rights. I can only give those admin rights to certain people. Oh, okay, yeah. Here, I'll put this up. This was Shara's post. I think I have a stalker who wants to slander and bully for marathon hours, but she doesn't want to provide evidence. Doesn't want me to provide evidence to prove her wrong. She continues to threaten and harass me, knowing I am a witness in a federal court case. Absolutely, and that could be construed as witness intimidation. Yep, Georgie has full access. Oh, a friend of mine's dad passed away. One thing that me and Georgie are probably going to do is some Temu reviews. Like I just bought this fountain pen from Temu, and I'm trying it out. I heard the little. There he is. Good morning, Coop.
What's up? How y'all doing today?
It's a good morning. It's a little bit warmer here.
It's nice and foggy out here today for some reason.
Good morning, adult child Bruce. Not that one. So how's the weather there in Florida, besides foggy?
Well, it's warm. I mean, I think it's like in the high 60s, high 70s. Let me go see. It's okay. It's not too bad.
I love that we're converting you into a morning person.
Oh, yeah. I stayed up a little late last night. Yeah, it's 69 right now, but I went out and let the chickens out, and it feels fine. It's just real foggy right now, but that's Florida. Typical Florida. How is you this morning?
It's been a good morning. The cat had me up early. He's looking out the window right now. So yeah, it's been a good morning so far. I can't complain too much.
Cool.
I will try.
Georgie can't come in until she gets set up. She has a bad tendency of forgetting to set up till just the last minute.
TC does that to me as well.
What's that?
I'll be like all ready and be like, "You coming in here?" Yep. I'm just getting things set up, and then he comes on like, can't hear him, can't see him.
Well, the only thing that gets me is when we have a snag, like when Restream was fixing the Rumble stuff.
Mhm.
When they were adding the new Rumble stuff, we were having quirks there for about 2 or 3 days, and we didn't find out till just the last minute. So we were late a few days.
I've only got one person watching on Rumble. I don't like we have our little drop down so you can see who's watching where, but Rumble isn't integrated yet. I'll be happy when that happens.
What do you mean not integrated yet?
Like on the little drop down of who's watching, I can see we got 30 on X, no one on Facebook, and 76 on YouTube right now.
You've got a drop down that shows you that?
Yeah, the little eye.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, when you just hover over it.
Oh, okay. Well, I
it-
can't see it on this end, but I'll see it later.
Yep, up in the
Okay.
upper left, it says live. We're broadcasting in 720. We've been going for 36 minutes, and then it's got a little eye next to it.
I like. Oh, they're doing real good with the Rumble. They have our chat fixed. The only thing they have left to do is add the Rumble numbers to our numbers
Yep.
on Restream. That's the only thing they have left to do, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, and it also doesn't show super chats on Rumble. If someone
Right.
does a super chat, it doesn't call it out. I'm sure they'll fix that. That'll be an easy one, I would
Right.
imagine.
As far as Rumble, I think it's pretty cool that a lot of people can go over there and they have animated emojis over there that actually transfer in to Restream. Whereas if you're just on your computer and you type in certain emojis, Restream doesn't recognize them on just your YouTube.
Yep.
Which I thought that was pretty interesting how they can integrate everything from Rumble, but they can't from YouTube that's been around how long?
Right?
This year will be YouTube's 30th birthday.
Really?
Or let's see. No, yeah. 2005, 15, 25. No, 20 years. 20-year
20
birthday.
years. Yeah, it was about 2005 that I remember watching people. Like stuff that we used to email and it would take a while for it to download. I remember a buddy of mine just started putting it up onto YouTube and it was like, oh, okay, now we can just watch it that way.
Yeah, I searched that the other day when we were on. Yeah, it's 2005. I think it's February. Oh, there goes
only got Dwayne on Rumble. Yeah, a buddy of mine, he used to do an email that he would send to like people on our base, and he called it Shibby Mail. And he would just put like funny stuff, games, like funny news stories, and throw it all in there. And
how do you lose a link? Bookmark it, girl. I just had to bookmark Mike's. So I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no, you're fine. I'll get you the one. So if you want to pair and come in and pair, you can.
Oh, that's fine. I'm good right now. Plus you're live anyway, so I couldn't pair. You can only pair before you go live. But it's no big deal.
That's true. That is true.
Okay, Georgie, I'll send you the link again. Bookmark it.
With Facebook is Facebook changes the links to where like if when you send me a link and then like someone else is like send me the link, it changes it to a Facebook link so that it kind of goes through Facebook. And if they are not logged into Facebook or don't have Facebook, it really makes it a pain.
Yeah. There, she's got the link. Again. Oh, I was sitting there thinking about AVA yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how Georgie and I pair every morning when we do our stream, right?
Yep.
All right. There was a morning where she could not get something to work, but she had already paired that she was going to be on the show. I did the whole show by myself because she couldn't be there, but it was still paired to her channel.
Yep.
So she still got the watch hours from the show I did by myself. I did by myself. So that's something AVA can, if he can find somebody that's like you, that he can pair.
Trying to get him to do. He's frustrated because he doesn't have his computer right now. And I get it. It's frustrating. But yeah, I've been trying to. I've also been giving him some, like, telling him, like, you need to do other videos, because, like, just doing lives, yeah, it'll pull you in some subscribers and stuff, but it really doesn't put you, like, there's videos are what put you in front of new people.
Right.
Really is. Um, and I've been trying to tell him he's got some stuff that I'm like, dude, you should do videos about that.
Right. I know all the ins and outs. I just got to get off my butt and do it. Uh,
I
I
get
need
all
to
these
start.
veterans who are like, well, I want to do a show. And I'm like, well, why don't you just do it? I'll give you the access so you can do it through Veteran Nation, build your following, and then, go off to you know, to your own thing. And they won't do it. They all insist on doing it the hard way. And I'm like, you know, you could do this very easy. Very easy. I'm like,
All right.
use the audience I've built to get people to know you, and then then do your channel and build up.
Right. And if it was me, look at the stuff that's happened over the weekend with these helicopter crashes and plane crashes. You could do short videos talking about this, upload it
Yep.
because it's in the news. It's a topic of interest right now. And just short 8-minute videos, 10-minute videos, upload them, and it gets people coming in. You're live. And I kind of disagree with Jeremy on what he said last night as far as streaming is for lazy people, because it's
Oh,
not for
yeah.
lazy people. I mean, yeah, some people, and it is easier than making a video.
Yeah. But I learned the hard way because I was doing, like, my stuff was getting streamed onto other stuff, but then when I finally got control of this channel, because I didn't have control of the channel for a long time. I was on here doing content, but like I've said several times, I'm not the sole owner of this channel. And other people had it, and they wanted me to do videos, but they wouldn't give me the access to be able to upload them and stuff like that. Uh, and that made it incredibly hard because there were things I didn't know about. Um, yeah, I didn't know about YouTube. I could edit videos and I would send them stuff, and they'd be like, well, it needs to be like this. And I'm like, well, if I had access, I could do that. And finally, that control was finally given to me. I started doing videos, and next thing you know, our growth really started moving. And I was doing things wrong then. When I finally then realized, oh, I should do it this way, then we really took off.
Yeah. Yeah, the videos that I used to do, my tutorial videos. Now those took some work. I mean, because
Mhm.
every angle, the paracord videos weren't that bad, but when you were doing like working in my shop, stuff like this, and you had to constantly be moving the camera, and every time you move the camera, you're stopping and starting the camera, and that was actual work. Those videos took me time to make, lots and lots of hours of editing time.
Yeah.
But say, for instance, you doing a story talking about that one of those plane crashes where you're just sitting in front of the camera and you're talking about it, you're filming it, and then you upload it as a video. That's no different than streaming. It's just a video form.
True. And that's what I've been doing recently, is just recording as I do these lives.
But
But
there's nothing wrong with that, Mike. To
true.
me, any video or stream you do, to me, is equal. I don't look at it like Jeremy does.
But what people need to realize is that going out as a video, vice a live, that's going to put me in front of new people.
Right.
The lives,
Right.
the lives will go in front of all the people watching me, and I thank them. But like the one video I did last week, I got 12,000 views.
I
I
saw
only
that.
have 6,000 subscribers. So
Congratulations. I saw that video did very well, especially since you haven't put out a video in a while like that.
yeah, but by doing that, I had new people seeing my stuff, and I got new subscribers out of it. So these lives are great, because they help me interact with the community. But if you want to grow, you got to do stuff like that. You got to do videos. You can't just do lives.
Just for the audience out there's, just to get it clear, I think Jeremy is a very smart businessman. I admire what he has built. Okay. And I'm not coming down on the guy at all. I like his stuff. But some of the stuff he says, I think he doesn't think about it first, because yes, streaming is easier. But if you want to gain your channel's watch time hours, streaming is a very good way to do it. You want to reach a new audience, like Mike said. Videos reach new audience.
Last week I had a video short and that video that went out, and they both did over 10,000 views. And I've got 6,000 subscribers, so I was in front of new people who have never seen me before. But I do want to address this question. Lisa asked about what do we think about the fleas and Stupid Dave getting new computers. For me, I think people who donated to various things should be asking questions.
Yep.
Exactly. Because that fence that was put up, it sounded, the way they were talking, it sounded like they raised a lot of money for that fence. And that wasn't an expensive fence. So, but nope. I mean, it's not on me.
Well, one of the investigators that was investigating all that, just at the time she did it, just going off of what the Amazon cart had, $10,000 in those cards, in those Lowe's cards. Okay. That fence didn't cost anywhere near $10,000.
And I know they're thinking, oh, we don't have to account for Lowe's cards. Oh, you do. You absolutely do.
But we see how they treated a person that asked for transparency.
Yeah.
One of their most consistent donors, and now he no longer a donor.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start doing Temu reviews with Georgie. I got this pen. I've never owned a fountain pen. This is the first one. And
good morning, AVA.
I paid $5 for this, and it works. I'll do a review. I'll talk about how it works.
Mama's got quite a bit of stuff off of Temu.
I bought stuff off Temu that's like, okay, I don't care, but I'm always looking for bargains. If I can pull
I'll tell you what amazes me. That's that darn TikTok shop.
See, I don't have TikTok, so
yeah, I like a dummy. I deleted it off my phone. I can't get it back, but still, the TikTok shop. My goodness, that's stuff.
You can still get to TikTok through things like what's it? Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Oh, through like Twitter and stuff. You can still get to TikTok and log into your account. So this here is Fat Kid Deals, and with this site they do a lot of discounts, mainly through Amazon. Now they're gonna make money, but like, yes, I've found some really good deals through them.
It's in the other chat, girl.
What's going on?
Oh, I sent the link in our chat instead of just in her chat, and she said it didn't come through. It's in the other one.
Like, yeah, there's stuff that I found on here that are really good deals through Fat Kid Deals. I bought a headboard for my son's bed through these guys.
Through Temu?
What's that?
Through Temu? A headboard?
This guy, it's mainly Amazon. But like, here's a Bluetooth speaker. It's normally 120. He's got it with a promo code for 30. So I'm always looking for deals. So, that's one of my sources. I also do slickdeals.net.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool.
I'm not a spontaneous purchase person. I'll put things kind of on my list that I'm looking for. And then when it pops up on one of these deal sites, it's like, okay, well, I'll buy it there and, save some money.
We were just talking about you, AVA. But yeah, if he could like link up with you in the morning, he doesn't even have to stay on the stream. Just pair his channel before you go live, and then he can just set it aside and go do what he wants to do. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. Here, I'm going to show this. John and Lynette will not shut up. So here
What
they
are they
are.
babbling on now?
The big deal to us is that we did not absolutely not ever make a sign against anyone except those running on Otter Creek board when we first moved here. And then John
Right.
Cook says, I painted the voting sign with a paintbrush. And then she says, John made a great big board sign. I didn't like it. I made him remove it. Neither he nor I have ever said that either one of us wrote any signs regarding anything else. One sign in our yard about Russell and Don and Stewart. Like, and Jeremy posted this. Like, shut the hell up, you morons.
Every time they come online, they get themselves in trouble. What was it he said they said last night? It was something funny that he throws them under the bus every time she opens her mouth.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I can't
Like,
remember
the
what
fact
he
that
said.
you're admitting that you wrote one sign, guess what? That can be used in front of a jury and say,
Yeah,
they wrote one sign. Do you think they did the others?
she wrote them. I mean, like
yeah.
Jeremy said, they admitted it in the Ohio court. He admitted to her writing them. She admitted to him putting them up. I mean, come on.
But that's the thing. They don't shut up. So there's all these inconsistencies of statements that can all be used against them.
Right. They're crazy. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I mean, do they have that bad a short-term memory that they don't remember what they well, I guess it's what they say. Liars forget their lies. The more lies you come out of your mouth, the more you forget. You get tangled up more and more and more.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, I lie about this right now. I've got to lie about something different later and different, and you got to keep the lie going, and then it's just changed. It's crazy. And it's so funny. Jeremy's got all the screenshots, all the proof.
That's the thing. They're just giving them more screenshots. And when you show these inconsistencies, you can then be like, okay, well, they told you this, but yet they posted this. You know?
I think it's going to be amazing, the next federal case. That's going to be even more interesting than this one. After he's done with this one, going after the ecosystem.
Yep.
Because that's going to get into some law that's way different than this stuff. That RICO stuff is pretty interesting.
Yeah. And I know they were, they think that because the judge didn't add it, it's like that they beat it. And it's like, that can be brought again.
Yep.
That can be brought in a separate thing, or they can ask for a motion after more evidence is brought later.
Yep. I mean, just because he didn't, like you said, just because he didn't add them to this case doesn't mean that Jeremy can't bring a case against them later. I mean,
yep,
he's got to get this one out of the way first.
And that's
I forgot about that. I got her logged into Restream and I forgot to mute myself so she can hear me talking to you through Restream. It's muted now, girly. Well, you're lucky I actually seen the comment. I usually don't pay attention to the comments.
And I'm going to be getting going here because I got to get on with my day.
So what you got planned for today?
It's I get calls to make today. Lots of calls. So
what is it that you do for a living?
I have a contracting company. As a veteran, if you start a small business, a service disabled veteran small business, the government legally has to give a certain percentage of contracts to companies like mine. And the contracts can be big or they can be small. So what I primarily do is I pair with other companies to be my subcontractor, companies that are already doing government contracts, and I can then win uh, either no bid contracts, meaning we don't have to put in bids and compete, or low compete contracts where I'm only competing with companies like my own. So because of that, we can say, oh, we want a little bit higher of a percentage because we're not competing with all these other companies. And I make money by putting the deal together.
So what are these contracts? So you're like just a middleman that you get the contracts and at least put them out to somebody that actually performs them.
Sometimes, or sometimes I'm the guy that performs the contract. For instance, I have a lot of safety experience. I am qualified to do a lot of safety stuff. Um, that even there's safety people out there to work on a government installation, you have to be certified in the Army Corps of Engineers safety manual. There's a lot of people who haven't done that. So I am uniquely qualified. So sometimes I'll do contracts, service contracts, where I'm just providing safety oversight, as an example. I took the skills the military give me that I'm uniquely qualified for, and I'll get paid for doing that.
So the contract could be anything. It's just
Sometimes there's contracts for painting. We were bidding on a contract to change batteries in fire, not fire extinguishers, but
smoke
fire
alarms.
alarms, and also for security lights. But
I
those
see.
batteries have to be disposed of a certain way because they're lithium batteries. So a big part of that contract was we had to guarantee they and show the government they are being disposed this way, so the government is in compliance.
So now I've never heard of anything like this. So how did you get into this?
I first became aware of it while I was still a Marine. I was what they call a core, contract office representative. So there would be contracts that, the contracting office would contract, but then I was the supervisor of that contract. So like when I was in Afghanistan, I had an explosive safety guy, I had a fire safety guy. They reported to me even though they were contractors. So I then had to tell the contracting office they are fulfilling everything in the contract that they have told the government they will fulfill. I'm the one that they actually have to please. So, and sometimes that comes with negotiation. But I started doing that, and that's how I first became aware of it. Then, after I left active duty, I took several jobs where I was a contractor, like working for a contract company where I was the safety guy, and they needed me to be on site. They couldn't do any work if I wasn't physically present. I would just sit in my truck, just sit there and watch the guys, and I'd go out and I'd do my little inspections and fill out my forms. But they couldn't do any construction work without me on site. So like if I had to leave, they had to stop work and do other stuff. Like they couldn't do physical like construction. So and then it was just a matter of okay, I'll just start my own business and do this myself.
So basically, like you were saying, you'd be sitting in your truck. That company would hire you to come in and do a specific job, which is probably watch the people to make sure it was done right, right?
I was doing construction site safety, and I've also done construction project management and essentially construction foreman, where
So
head guy on
how
site.
how does one find the contracts?
There's a couple different systems out there, but the big one that they all have to be put into is sam.gov. And that is the acquisition site for the whole military. If they're going to do any type of contract, they have to put it in there. There's some tricks to using SAM. It's not exactly the most friendly, but the for people who have a lot of questions about it, the movie War Dogs, while it focuses on guns, it actually does a really good job explaining federal contracting.
I see. I see. Good morning, Dangerous Waves. How are you this morning? I've never, that's something I've never knew was out there, and it
And
just
I've told
sounds. I can see where you being in the military would give you the idea and the thoughts behind starting a business, doing that. But
the
like the
military.
normal Joe Blow out there, that's just not something you go and apply for. You,
Actually, the military, while it teaches us networking really well, it does not teach you how to make money. The government teaches you how to be a good little worker drone, and it doesn't get you thinking. And now that I'm in a business mindset, I'm seeing opportunities everywhere. It's just a matter of I'm going for the passive money, because passive money, yeah, I could be out there doing what Jeremy does and buying, and reselling things, but that requires a lot of effort. Uh, I'm always looking for passive business deals. And like Jeremy with owning his houses, for the most part, that's passive. He gets rent money. Most times you don't really have to do anything. And when something breaks, you hire someone else to come in and do it. So that's why
exactly,
real estate is so lucrative and being a landlord is lucrative.
exactly. The passive income is, if you can figure out anything to have passive income coming in 24 hours a day, that's a good thing. That's like with your stocks, your bonds, your,
Yep.
all that
I'm
stuff.
I'm trying to get a group of investors together, and we're focusing on a lot of veterans, to do more real estate stuff. For a lot of older people who are wealthy, um, why would I go through a bank to finance a house if I can find enough wealthy investors to? Because like I this area, 29 Palms, is going to grow. It's one of the few military bases that's going to grow. There's already a rental housing shortage. So I'm trying to talk to people who, you know, they've got their nest egg and say, look, let's buy a house. You have the means to buy the house. I can do the property management. Um, we don't have to deal with banks and deal with all that regulation. We'll just buy a house. You get X amount, I get X amount, and we'll run it that way. And we know we're in a growth area. Because one thing on military bases that's a big problem is what they call encroachment, where all these developers build these houses for the military members, but they build them right on the outskirts of the base. And it hasn't happened at this base yet, but it's coming.
Yeah, it's similar to what you're talking about, but not. But this guy I was watching last night down in Miami. There is a mobile home park right in a very good part of town down there. Well, this company came in and they bought the mobile home park.
Mhm.
Well, they gave you so many days to get out and you can have $14,000. Well, I'm telling you right now, the homes that they're making them leave are worth a hell of a lot more than $14,000. But that, to get on to what you're talking about, you can see right behind the trailer park, there's big high-rise apartments that they're building. That's
Yeah.
exactly what they're wanting to build on that trailer park
Yep.
home. Now that, and like the guy said, you take the footprint of one trailer that's paying $1,000 a month lot rent, and you take an 8-story building, the same width of that trailer. Well, now you've got 8 times that $1,000 a month going, or going up in the air. So
People
I can,
don't realize, like a lot of people think you have to work for money. Uh, I, I'm focused. I'm so hyper focused on passive income. The money I can make doing as little work as possible, which is out there. You can absolutely do that. Like for most people, Social Security is passive income. You've already worked for it. Your retirement, passive income. You don't have it's going to come in. You don't have to do anything else. But a lot of people think, they have to like work really hard for money, and you really don't. Jeremy, reselling, it's not passive, but you don't really have to, when I say you don't have to work hard, I mean it's not like you're a ditch digger. You're not out in the sun,
right, right, right.
yeah, you're doing stuff, and that's for a lot of people. Like out here, there's a lot of older women who make jewelry and then go to these little farmers markets and they sell it for additional income. That's incredibly smart. Like they can do their hobbies. Like if they're good at quilting or knitting, doing that stuff and selling it. For the most part, you can make that very passive.
Well, that's
There's other things that you can do.
like you and I were talking the other day. with the Lynette situation, all her little sayings, it's funny, like my anxiety's over the roof. Those fools that are donating money, I guarantee would be more apt to buy a product that they get something than
This is passive. This is
right,
passive income. You and I, we both monetized. We get money from YouTube.
right.
Look at Shara. As soon as she started a YouTube channel, boom, she had enough people to monetize. She just doesn't do a lot of content. If she did more content, she'd probably pull in more money.
Does she have the watch hours though yet? That's the key question. I don't know if
I
she's
think
got
she
the watch
does.
hours.
I think she does because of how many views those initial videos got. I think she does.
She should. But
A thousand?
like you said, the passive income, it takes what uh, maybe 30 minutes to design something on your phone,
Yeah,
and like your Whatnot. Okay, you design a slogan on your phone. Go to Whatnot or not Whatnot, Fourth Wall,
yeah.
or Teespring or something like that. You take your design over there. They do all of the work.
I sold a couple T-shirts this weekend. A lot of those T-shirts I made months ago. Like, yeah, I spend maybe an hour or two making them, but then they become passive, and
Right.
that's the way to go.
And anybody can make money, and there's a lot of schemes out there. And like you said, the fourth wall thing, that's just another way of easy passive income. Of
Yep,
course, yeah, you got to spend some time putting your link out there, but to get people to come by. But it's still it's another small hustle,
yep,
if you want to
yep.
say.
And then if you like AVA does, he does a lot of airsoft, and I've tried to tell him, I'm like, start doing some airsoft videos,
Oh
even if it's
yeah.
just reviews,
Oh
because
yeah.
then, especially if you get into that niche, then you might get some of these companies sending you stuff to try.
Oh, most definitely. He can sit down and pick his top 10 companies that he knows are into that airsoft stuff. He can email them, and a lot of them will send him stuff out to review.
Yep,
He might not make any money off of that, but it gives him something for YouTube. And most of the time, they let him keep the products.
yep.
And some of them even pay, but
Mhm.
it's a there's all kinds of ways to make money without having to, like you said, dig a ditch.
I made some money early on back when the show was on Facebook, where we had there was like night vision stuff and a couple of like gun safe stuff. We made some money off, not like a ton, but we made some money. That's when I wasn't running everything though, and we did have a pretty big following on Facebook because other networks were streaming our stuff, and that's where I got that. But when they were kind of getting out of the podcast game and it got turned over to me, I had to figure this stuff out. And now I'm thinking about, okay, maybe I'll send some form letters to some companies and try to get them to advertise.
Oh, see, that's like my CNC. My CNC is built by a small company in Canada. And those guys are all in their late 20s, early 30s. And they created this CNC machine themselves. I mean, they
Mhm.
did all of the programming, they did all of the engineering on the parts. That's why I like that company. But they have people that they sent them emails saying, hey, look, I'd like to represent your company and I would like to review your machine. Yeah, this is a $1,500 machine. That was the cheapest at the time. They
Mhm.
would send out these CNCs for free.
Mhm.
Okay. These
Yeah.
guys would set them up, and then not only would they do their own videos, then Science Lab, they would come in and do videos with them too, getting their impressions on how the machine works. There are so many ways to make money out there. You just got to find your niche.
There is, and yeah, a lot of people bring to me ideas. The only thing is, a lot of them require a lot of effort. Uh, and I always, what people don't see is when I'm at, the office, I'm doing stuff. And then when I come home, I'm doing stuff. So to be like, oh, well, you should sit and do this. It's like, well, that's a lot of effort. And I just don't have that type of time to invest. And that's really what it comes down to is the time.
Oh, see, now you were talking the other day, you were interested in the 3D printing stuff.
That I do like because again, that's something I can set up and it'll do its thing and I can go
Right.
do other stuff.
You can write out just a standard letter to these companies, and you can send the same letter to all these 3D printing companies, asking them, hey, look, I have a YouTube channel. This is how many followers I have, yeah. Would you be interested in me setting up and reviewing one of your products? And most companies will take you up on it. Not all of them, but a lot of them will. So that's an avenue for you with your printer thing.
A big problem is I didn't have a lot of subscribers early on when I was sending out form letters. Now I've got a little bit of a following. So
And see, that's just it. It's been amazed me because with my CNC machine, my laser, I watch a lot of these videos, and there are there's this one guy that I watch, the Clark's Shack. He's a laser guy.
mhm.
Almost every single he only had just a handful of subscribers. I mean, less than 3,000, and he bought his first laser. Well, the next thing you know, he's sending out these letters. He's got almost every expensive laser that's out there on the market now for free. They sent it to him for him to do videos on, because these videos not only help him, they help them, because he'll like putting one together. Now they can use his video on their site to teach people how to put it together.
Well, I remember I was driving down the road and I heard the VFW had a what did I say? I was listening to a football game and they had an advertisement and I was like, why are you advertising on the radio? Like radio is a dead medium. Like people don't listen to the radio really that much anymore. But I was like, most veterans are watching shows like this. Now I'm not saying they should advertise on my show, but if they should be advertising on veterans talking, doing their own shows. Talk about like investing in your own. And it gets me so frustrated that they're stuck on TV and radio. They won't invest in podcasts. And do you know how cheap investing in podcast advertisements is? You tell a podcaster, I'll pay you $50 a month. I want a live read on every channel. Oh my God. A bunch of them will be like, yeah, I'll do that. Because podcasting pulls in zero money unless you think about these things that we're talking about.
Right. I mean, there's a million ways to make money out there. And it can get overwhelming, because I know it has been for me. My YouTube career in the beginning was very overwhelming, trying to figure out what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. But over time, you figure it out, and especially nowadays. Because when I first came on the scene, if you were trying to ask people to pay you for being a member, which used to be Patreon, and now YouTube has figured out, oh, we can get rid of Patreon. We can push Patreon out of the room. We just offer them memberships. And now people pay for membership. We get a cut of it instead of Patreon getting the money. And the super chat. Okay, you've got the super chat thing. Well, the people that were what they called back then e-begging, they would post their PayPal link or some link to get money. So what does YouTube do? They come out with the super chat. Okay, you get money, but YouTube gets a 30% cut of it.
And if you notice, when I go into other chats who have, other shows, I do try to do a super sticker or super chat only because the audience forgets that they're there.
Right.
And once they see a couple, then it kind of snowballs and people are like, oh, I'll send a super chat. Everyone's doing it. That actually is a thing. So I do that whenever I try to do that when Georgie's live. Same thing with Squid and Expert. Like I'll try to help them in that way.
Right. Being on this platform so long, I can see the way it's grown over the years, and where people were literally creating ways to make money with YouTube other than just the ads back then, with the Patreon and the PayPal chat or PayPal friends and family, send me your money. Now YouTube has said, oh, let's get a piece of that pie. And they're offering it.
They take 1/3.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty smart. They're keeping it all in the house. I mean, you can still do the Patreon. I imagine you can still do the
I'm looking
pay
at
a
the
pal.
time though. I got to
Yeah.
wrap things up. I do appreciate because this is a good discussion. I do enjoy it.
No biggie, brother. You got to go. You got to go. I got to go too. I got to get ready with Georgie.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining me, Coop. I appreciate it as always.
Oh, no sweat, man. Thanks for having me. Chat, you've been wonderful, even though I've ignored you.
Thank you, everyone who gave comments and everything. We do appreciate it. I think I'll be doing a stream tomorrow morning. We'll see. I do have some videos that I need to put out. But Georgie and Coop will be going in about 40 minutes. So make sure you check them out. This is going to redirect you to the Freedom Flock of Minnesota Black Robe Regiment. But everyone, thank you for being here. And as usual, thank you for being worth serving.
See ya.
Coffee brewing as the sun peeks through the haze. Birds are chirping, serenading morning's praise. Front porch creaks as dreams fade away. America's awakened to a brand new day. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Loose print smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, wanting just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Tractors rumble, fields coming alive. Big wheels turning where hopes and dreams strive. Laughter echoes down the old dirt road. America's awakened to lighten her load. America's awakened to lighten her load.